Ciao a tutti, good evening to everyone. I'll say something in Italian, but this conversation today is going to happen in English. Devo dire, siamo alla conversazione numero 8. La cosa mi sta prendendo la mano, quindi vi avviso che potrebbe diventare una specie di porta a porta o Maurizio Costanzo show. Mi sta piacendo, sono contenta di approfondire anche la conoscenza di alcune persone che non conoscevo prima, e quindi a un certo punto mi dovrete dire smettila, perché sennò vado avanti come Bruno Vespa. Detto ciò, passo all'inglese. Today we are having the conversation number 8. I was just saying in Italian that I'm really enjoying it, and at some point someone will have to tell me to stop it, because I keep on inviting people who I love to have here. So until this thing is going to happen and it's good for you, I'll carry on. Today I'm having the pleasure to have a conversation with a person who's not Indian, neither Italian, but who knows from where, she will tell us. Despite that, Mibu lives here in Delhi, so today we are both in Delhi. So let's invite her. Non smettere, ok, they are saying don't stop. From Venice, va bene. Anzi, domenica sarà per te, guarda, dedicato a te domenica, vedrai, una sorpresa. Mibu, I'll going to invite you. Ciao Carla. Allora, Mibu Minami, please join us. Ciao.
Ciao.
How are you?
I'm very good, and I love listening to you speak Italian. It's too bad I can't understand. How are you?
I actually told them that I'm fine, thank you, but I'm dying. It's very hot.
Yeah,
So I
oh my
see
goodness.
you gave up the idea of talking from your garden. It's good, because I didn't want to see you faint live.
And I just feel like sweating
No,
nonstop.
it's horrible today and very humid
Yeah,
also.
yeah, yeah. It just changes suddenly here. I think about 5 days ago we noticed that the
Yeah,
gradual sort of increase of
exactly.
temperature. It was just
Yeah,
everything
it's
is pretty
really
drastic here, isn't it? It just changes very
it it
quickly.
it it is. We have to adjust in a blink, but we do.
Yeah, we
We
do.
are used. We are used. So I was just saying Italian that because there are a couple of showmen in Italy who started their own show something like 35 years ago.
Okay.
And someone has to kill them to throw them out, I think, because they don't give up, no, every day. So I was just telling them that I'm having so much fun in doing this that I maybe will end up.
Yeah, I think just let it grow. I think it's great. It's
so
actually my
so
first time
I
to do something like this, but it's a lot of fun. It's
Yeah, so
great.
I also started for the first time like this. So I told them that when they are fed up, they just let me know and I can stop inviting friends. But for now, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. It's great to be here.
Welcome to you and welcome to those who
Yeah.
are listening from us. So, Mibu, I already explained that you live in Delhi.
Yes, yes.
But let's go back because I already said you're not Indian, neither obviously Italian. So
So
let's let's go back and from where are you
Yeah,
from?
where I'm originally from Japan. I'm Japanese. But when I was about 6 years old, my father's work brought us to the United States. So we were in New York until I was about 15 years old. So very formative years I spent in the United States. And then since I was 15, I've been in Tokyo. So most of my life I've spent in Japan. And then I worked as a radio DJ in Japan for quite a number of years.
That
And
is something
then,
that I loved when you told me the first time. It's too fun, but you have to talk about it also a bit.
yeah, yeah.
A radio DJ in
Yes,
Japan.
yes, yes. So, yeah, I
Mm.
mean, Japan's been really wonderful to me, just the way India's has been wonderful to me too. But so I spent about 20 some odd years on the radio, living on the radio, and really enjoyed that. And then fell in love with a Frenchman working in Japan.
In Japan. So
Yes,
he was in Japan. He was working in
working.
Japan. Yeah. Mm.
And then his work brought him first to Hong Kong. We lived there for maybe a year or two. And then from 2006, took a position with a Indian company. So then we've been here since 2016. And we had a little boy in 2018. And so just kind of living the Indian life, Delhi life as an expat, of course. But so we've been here
Not
about 5 years.
you're not really a traditional expat, though. I believe
Yeah,
as far as I got. But tell me one thing. So your child was born in India or
in
in
Delhi.
Japan or in France? In
In
Delhi.
Delhi. In
In
Delhi.
Delhi.
So I
Okay.
experienced the whole pregnancy and birth and everything afterwards, all in Delhi. And I think we really didn't think too much about it.
Hmm.
But here in India, they don't tell you the sex of your child.
Yeah, it's maybe some people who are listening to us they don't know that, no. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's actually forbidden by law, and whenever you go to the gynecologist department, there are
Says, yeah.
boards everywhere, no, written that they cannot tell you, and this is because unfortunately still in some cases there are abortion in case of a baby girl is
Right,
expected.
right, right. I think it's like a common thing across Asia, a
Yeah,
lot of
I
families like to have boys, and
they like
so,
to have boys. So
this sort of
also, yeah.
tradition.
So even in the case of a foreigner, unless I don't know, you have a friend who's your gynecologist and maybe can close an eyes. But it's also nice to have a surprise, I believe.
Exactly, exactly.
So, so this is
So,
just out of curiosity. How was your experience, by the way, to deliver your baby boy here in
well, for
India, in
us,
Delhi?
everything was very all smooth, and of course, there were some language barriers,
Yeah.
but everything went really well. We were introduced to a very wonderful doctor, so everything went well. It's just that he was born in January, and
In the
uh,
coldest
yes, and the thing
time of
is,
the
a lot
year.
of people don't know that Delhi actually
No,
gets quite cold.
very cold in January, particularly,
Yes, and a lot of
especially in the
apartments and
house.
in the
Yeah,
house,
because we don't have the heating
heaters, and
system. Mm.
so you have a little radiator or something like this.
Yeah.
So all I remember is bringing my boy home, and we're just in one room, huddled around the radiator. but but other than that, the experiences have been wonderful because here in India, you can hire nannies and people to work for you in your house, and it's a very common thing. Actually, I think
Yeah.
everyone has some kind of help, whether it's to help clean your house or something. So in Japan, for example, I mean, nannies is an unheard kind of thing. It's a super luxury.
Yeah, in Italy is becoming also. Someone is joining us from Delhi. Welcome. Uh,
Hello.
hello. So Yes, I am the one who doesn't have any help, actually, to be
Really? Yeah.
honest.
Well, in the last,
And
6 weeks, this is the way we've, been. So
no,
we've learned as well.
daily is life, true. But no, I prefer to be free
Yes, yes.
from the burden of having. And as I live alone, I can easily take care of my things. No, I try to not to create too much mess or whatever. I cook
And
whenever
honestly,
I
yeah,
want,
yeah, you know.
yeah, so I'm free in a way. But
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
true that it's I'm quite normal to have people to help, and and my neighbors are surprised that I do things on my
exactly.
own.
I think
I'm
for me,
used to.
it took a while to get used to having somebody in the house all the
Yeah.
time. But now we just have one person who is a nanny and
Uh,
helps us in the house, and so having the help of a nanny, bringing up a child, a baby, it's like a
No,
godsend. It was
that's a
wonderful.
different thing. That's a different
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you can have some time also for yourself, which brings us to the second question. So we know what brought you to India in 2016, but what were you doing? So when you came to India, basically the reason number one was related to your husband's job. So from your side, did you manage to create something for yourself? Could you join a radio station and carry on with your DJ career?
Actually,
Or
I think, in the last a year and a half, people have learned to work from home, but um, fortunately, I'm able to, voice my voice, or record my voice rather, and send it to Japan. So when I arrived here, I had some equipment and I set it up, and I've been sending my voice back to Japan, and it's still aired in Tokyo. So I host a
wow.
weekly show in Japan still. So I've been doing that. Through all
So
of this, I've been doing that.
what kind of a show?
You'll love this. It's a show about Hawaii.
About Hawaii. So, wait a minute. From Delhi to Japan,
Exactly.
talking about Hawaii.
Hawaii. I
That's
know. It's
funny.
just unbelievable. It's just that it's a show that I've been doing for a very long time, for almost 10 years. So
Always about Hawaii.
always about Hawaii. And,
Like
just
what?
music and, just different news. And right now it's mostly music because we are not able to, for example, interview artists and go see
Yeah.
things and talk about new restaurants or so on, whatever in Hawaii. So it's a little bit more toned down at the moment, but for the last 10 years we've been focusing on Hawaii because Hawaii is a very popular destination for Japanese.
Ah, okay. But
Yeah,
have you
yeah.
been there?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
suppose. Yeah, you are an expert.
And well, when I go there, a lot of people think I'm from Hawaii, so it's
Ah.
it's always it's
And
always
you,
great.
but you are like a chameleon because here you told me that they think you are from Northeast. Also, that in Thailand they thought. No, you told me. I think in Thailand they thought you were from Thailand.
Thai.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you are a
I'm
chameleon. This is also
yes.
interesting.
My husband and I, we always giggle because wherever we go in Asia, everyone thinks I'm local, which is quite nice.
It is
And then I
until they
say I'm
don't start
Japanese.
talking. Yeah, until they don't start talking the local language. No, so that's then.
And then I say
So
I'm Japanese, and they say, "No, you don't seem Japanese at all." So, but it's nice. I'm here, and a lot of people, because I had no idea about real India. How different it is from north to south and west to east. It's quite different the way people live, the way people look, even. But I learned that
yeah,
myself being here, and a lot of people say, "Oh,
yeah.
are you from the Northeast?" And I say, "No, but thank you."
In fact, no, people believe that the Indian feature is only one.
Oh,
But when no,
it's
there are
amazing how different.
yes, yes, no. But the average is what the people generally see movies or whatever, and they are surprised if they see different features.
Yeah.
So,
I've learned myself.
yeah, but when you shifted to India, it happened quite. I mean, in a short notice, or you had time to, let's say, to learn something, read something about India, or it was a full experience in the field.
You know, of course we did our own little research of, India and, these big books, Lonely Planets, where to go and all this. And of course, the company my husband is working for also, tried to help us to show us. First, I think the malls, which was the last thing I wanted to see. But, honestly, and I
don't know.
prefer it this way.
They think people are interested in these things.
Yeah. And I said, I want to go to Old Delhi, and they say, oh no, I don't think you want to go to Old Delhi first. But I love Old Delhi, and I always wanted to go. But it's different for everyone, I understand. But for me, I think it took me a good 2 years to really understand and accept the way things are here. Try not to compare, and once you kind of open yourself up to the way things are here, it's great. It's been wonderful for us. But yeah, it did take a while.
And so before the lockdown, your life. I'm talking about the first lockdown. Let's say before this pandemic thing put our lives upside down, ulta, like we say here in India. What was your life before March 2020?
Well, and now I think about it, we traveled a lot. We went to different places in India, but of course we had a toddler, and he just turned 2, so it was limited where we went. But we went to Mumbai, we've been to Goa, and we've been to different places. Before our child came, we've been up to Gulmarg in Kashmir. We went snowboarding. We did a lot of traveling and quite busy with running around with a 2-year-old. And then just around March, there were 2 friends who were here. One woman is from she's an American Venezuelan American. And the other was from Oman, is from Oman. And we decided to create a website called Mongoli Mag, and thought, there's all this information that people share in Delhi, and it's always word of mouth here, it's not something you can just Google right away. You have to know certain people, or but it's fun to just find all these places. So we thought that maybe bring it all together in a website. So we started to work on this website, and we launched it during the first lockdown. But as you know, things changed so rapidly here. These 2 friends had to leave India because they were also with their spouses.
Yeah. So on 3, that only you are here now.
Yes.
3 of us, of you. You are the one left.
Yes.
But you feel you're left behind? No, I don't think so.
No. I think everyone is, wondering, like, are you going to also leave? Because I think, the Japanese community, they've been very, very helpful from the first pandemic and lockdown, and got lots of information being shared. But also, most of the Japanese that I know, of course, there are lots of other people who are here on their own because they love India. But a lot of the families that I've known here, they were with Japanese companies. So all the companies sent the families home. I think this lockdown as well, many more have gone back to Japan.
With the second lockdown.
Especially. So it's drastic. And I think 95%. I think I know maybe 1 or 2 Japanese that are my friends. Of course, the people who have businesses here and restaurants are of course still here.
Yeah.
But it's changed a lot.
It changed a lot. Let's see if they will come back. one day.
I
Or
think so. I think so. And I think
I
people
hope
left
so.
so suddenly that they were just like, no, not yet. I have
Yeah,
so much to see.
really. So a lot of people left in a week or less. I
Yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah.
So basically, as you are alone, you are the boss of Magoli Marg.
And but I've been hearing about you for about a year from the woman that I started Bengali Mag with, and finally got in touch with you. Was it about a week before this lockdown
I
that
think
I
we
was
just
able to
made it
meet you?
exactly just before. It was already in the air, I think, the lockdown. The second lockdown when we met.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's so nice to see
So
you. You've been good and safe.
yeah, and I'm so happy also that I got to know you, and I
Yeah.
look forward to have you as a friend. I
I
mean,
know.
outside, outside, and I look forward to go with you to Old Daily. We have to
Uh,
go together. We
I
have to go together.
love to see.
Yeah, me
You
too.
know, when you sit at home for weeks and weeks, you realize how social you really are, and how much you miss
Yeah.
being out and seeing
But
things and
I miss the
socializing.
mess. I also miss the mess. No, here in India, it's difficult to be isolated at home when you are used to be in a mess all the time.
Yeah, and
So
the buzzing and everything. Yeah, do miss it.
yeah. So during the first lockdown, you were organizing your website, your blog, and your Instagram page for Magolima.
Yes.
And when the lockdown ended, you had the opportunity to take it over. I mean, to fill it up with stuff, no?
Yeah, different contents and where to go and just basically like a lifestyle
Yeah. So the,
guide
so
and
the, so this is something which makes you a different kind of expat. That's what I meant before, because out of curiosity, you discover places and people and experiences to share with your readers, right? So you move around, you explore, you
I like to
and
I
you like it.
perfectly yeah, 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 and it's hard to put it in good words, but and I think a lot of the people here too that I meet are very interesting, like yourself. you know, to come to a country like India, it takes a lot of planning or a lot of courage, maybe. It's a big decision to come to India, unless it calls
Yeah,
you the way it called, me. So the people I meet here always have a wonderful story, and they're doing different things, and I I, I think even before starting the website, I just met a lot of wonderful people here doing different things. So it's been interesting,
yeah, I guess so.
definitely.
You can share a lot of experiences, and yeah, but you meet foreigners as well as Indians.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so you share from both
I
the point
try.
of view.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's artisans. There's a lot of the young scene here. You see a lot of traditional, and you see a lot of contemporary.
Yes.
Even in the crafts you see in some melas or what you call bazaars. There's so much of a mix here, and
Yeah.
people are
True.
so willing to share their story here. It's great.
It's true. It's true. It's true. And you go also outside daily sometimes to search for other stuff or different craftsmen.
I'd love to, but I think
You would.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is sort of something I've been always thinking about, and traveling takes a little bit of planning, and having a little boy, it's not always easily
Yeah.
done. So I think before the lockdown, he started to go to day school, and hopefully this autumn he starts to go to kindergarten, as they say, like
Yeah.
preschool, kindergarten. So you have a little more time to focus on different things.
Yes, yes.
But the lockdown and pandemic has changed so much.
True. It will be also interesting when, I mean, now our lockdown is over since last Monday, but still things outside are not exactly running like before.
No, we're not going to run into a crowded
And
restaurant or a
we,
mall.
we are not exactly. So I believe that to go back to our life after, let's say, a few months will be to open a box after shaking a lot of different stuff that you put inside, because
Sure.
we don't know how the things will. I mean, if they will back on place, or they will be all mixed
Yeah.
up.
All
We will really know what changed. It will be
anything goes.
interesting, but it will be interesting and hopefully not too shocking and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
painful,
yeah,
because
yeah.
we don't know really what to expect.
And I think
So
this time it was quite different of a lockdown than before.
yeah,
It came so suddenly, and I don't know anyone that's not affected by this lockdown
yes,
or by
exactly.
this what you call second wave.
Second way, yeah.
But we've learned. I feel like we've all shared some kind of understanding of what it means to, I don't know, think of our health and missing our friends or family. It's been I don't know, an interesting 6 weeks.
Yes, seven, not
Yeah,
six.
now 7. We're
7 weeks.
it's a
It
blur.
we spent 7 weeks like that, but yes, the real very very heavy weeks has been about 4 weeks, where we really had a lot of
It
pressure
was
and
tense.
fear and tension. Yes, it was very very tense and very
Yeah,
scary and very painful. Yes.
for so many, and it's just, but slowly you come out, and I know that people just want to, I don't know, it feels like to me that everyone wants to get out though and still kind of reconnect. I truly believe that. I think
It's
it's just
very
in our,
urgent. It's very urgent to do
yeah,
that, I reconnect.
yeah. So it's the human nature, isn't it?
Yeah. So, Mibu, the first lockdown, it was very different from this one, you just said. How you lived that first lockdown emotionally, and also how were you organized at home for your daily
Yeah,
life?
I know. It was. I think at first I didn't think that it would last so long, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So you just kind of go day by day. I remember the first lockdown. I mean, everything was just shut. So we were a little bit tense. So, how do you go grocery shopping and this, but somehow, you hear from other people, your friends, or you're on a chat. For me, the Japanese community just always shared all these things, and then so you find a route, and I know a Japanese woman here who runs a organic vegetable delivery service, and it's called Tomato Project. And she has been here, I think, as long as you, and she found a way to get the pass to go to different borders, and was able to deliver, meats and vegetables and fruits, so everyone was quite reliant on her, and even bread, and so,
She was having a responsibility.
oh yes, 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 she really was like a savior to the
Yeah.
Japanese community.
At least
And
she could work
yeah, yeah,
also
yeah.
through
So
through
it's a
the
miracle.
not like me. Yeah.
But it's funny because I'm sure that every community were able to find that sort of lifeline here. It's amazing how that we did that here. compared to, let's say, where I'm from in Tokyo, you have a lot more, it's a little bit more complicated. It's a bigger city. I don't think you can lock down the way India did in Tokyo, and it hasn't. But there are systems, there are delivery services. It's I'm sure you've all heard. The trains come exactly on time in Tokyo or in
Yes,
Japan, and it's true.
and they push the people inside also. I've seen.
Yes,
I've seen.
very
I've seen it.
silently. We're there like sardines. But
Mm.
things come on time, and everything is quite and it's quite planned well. But here it was quite drastic, and everything just shut down.
Yes, just we can tell, no, for those who don't know, that we basically have been informed at 8 o'clock in the evening that from midnight we would have been totally locked down. Means everything.
Like what?
Nobody, yeah, what? Nobody could step out unless to go, if they were going to buy some grocery just close to the house. No vendors in the street, no
Nothing.
rickshaw, no
Yeah.
cycle rickshaw. So a lot
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
people also found themselves jobless in 4 hours.
Yeah. In 4 hours, just like that.
And as a consequence, also houseless, because if you don't have a job and if you earn, and what you earn is what you need for your daily needs.
Just like that, yeah.
The moment you don't have a job, you don't have a house, a room, or whatever. So we
if you don't,
experienced that.
I think I heard, if you don't have COVID, you could die of starvation, which it was
It
pretty
makes
crazy.
sense. Yeah, exactly.
But
So
somehow we got through that. But every day we had to kind of entertain our little boy. And at the time,
Tough.
oh my goodness, from 6 a.m. until, about 7 p.m., we have to do all these things and keep a routine. We had a dog at the time who was quite old, and so, you have to take him out at certain times. So we did. We were able to do that. But yeah, we somehow managed for a month, and then it started to, I think, slowly open up, I think. And then you start to
But
kind of reach
more or
your,
less, we had 2.5 months like this.
yeah.
So, but then we understood that we could. We could buy food. That was the thing also important, that we were thinking in the beginning, what will happen now.
Yeah.
And also we were not traumatized like we have been now during this second wave by friends affected
Yeah. And
or
so many lives lost. And
people who we know who died. So yeah.
yeah, I think the first lockdown, it felt like as though we were trying to stay in to avoid, something chaotic and tragic. And I think this
Exactly.
one is exactly what we feared. I read the same thing
Yes.
in the New York Times that, suddenly it felt like you're walking outside and it's like, there's toxic air or something. Whereas the first one was kind of, you don't understand what's going on, but,
Yeah.
just to be prepared, we decided
Yes.
to
True.
stay in.
True. And so this second lockdown, you were organized very well because you knew, and also it was not so strict like the first one. But for
Yes, that's
me, it
true.
was. But from my side, I stepped out much less this time because I was scared.
Me too.
So I actually was. I felt I was more in a lockdown this time because
The
the
same.
first time I went, I stepped out at least once in 4 days, 5 days. This time, very rarely.
Very rare. We didn't, I think there were certain parks that were open in the first lockdown. So, we take
Yeah,
our little boy in the morning and, of course, there's nobody at the
some
park, so
gardens.
we were quite okay about it. But this time we didn't step out of the house at all.
Yeah.
It
And
was
did
very
you
different.
now? Since
Yeah.
Monday?
Yeah.
Have you been somewhere? Yeah.
Oh no, just to the park and maybe to
To
the
the park.
market. Yeah. But that's about it. And yeah, I think it'll be a while before we step out into restaurants and places, but I'm looking forward to it because I know people, especially people in Delhi, they like to go out. We all like to go out, like to
Yeah,
socialize.
but in Italy also, it's who doesn't?
You can't keep us in, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And so, yeah,
Uh,
hopefully, I mean, I get a lot of more information for people who are interested about India, who are coming to India. You know, I hope I can have a lot more information on Bengali Mag. That'd be great.
yeah. So now that we are open again with all the limits, because actually you want to go to the restaurant, but restaurants are still closed. Will you start featuring something live, let's say? You will go and interview. No, I mean live in the sense that you will go and interview people face to face.
I'd love to. Yeah, yeah.
You think you will do that now? You will start doing it.
I also thought about a lot of people who are now involved in rebuilding a lot of, let's say, businesses or organizations to help a lot of people that will need it.
Yes.
So I'm hoping to gather some information and reach out to people like that. I'm sure a lot of children are affected and yeah, lots of young people too. So
Yes, probably there are things which didn't exist before also to go into understand, explore, no, to
for
to
sure, yeah.
see how things changed around. And so, do you think you are going to invite some other, let's call them expat, to join you in this project, or you are thinking to carry it on your own for now?
I'm completely open. You know, my
Nobody
friends
asked
that
you so
are
far.
no,
No.
come, Elena, please.
Oh no, no. I would
But
love
yeah,
to.
we're
No, maybe yes, in the sense that maybe something we can do together.
for sure.
No,
I mean,
but
I'd love it if you
I
want
don't. I
to
cannot.
talk about your next project, your designs. You know,
No,
please let me
no. I'm
know.
not talking. I'm not saying talking about myself. I'm saying we can go and explore together.
Oh, for sure. I remember we were
That I mean.
talking about the wood block print.
For example, I can take you
Oh,
there. I
oh,
can take
love
you
that.
there. I would
Love
love
that.
to go
Love that.
back there, no, to the where
Yeah,
they
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
the block print. For those who don't know, no, it's one of the very famous crafts here in India, especially in the area around Jaipur, where they do the block print. For example, what I
Yeah, I was
have
gonna
here,
say.
this is block printed
It's so
bed sheet.
nice. And it's amazing because, you
So
know, it's like it's really carved into wood and they freehand, you know, kind of print exactly.
absolutely, yeah.
It's quite
So
a craft.
and it's a very strong wood. It's a shisham wood. So, but I found a place not too far from Delhi. It's about 60 kilometers from Delhi in a village that I
Love
told you.
it.
Now I've been there,
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
can definitely go together because
Yeah.
I anyway, even if I don't have job to do now with them, I would love to go back and visit because I enjoy so much now these are the things
Yeah.
also to make you feel good, and
Yeah. Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
things that India can offer because it's yeah, in Italy we still have artisans, I cannot say no, but it's becoming like an elite kind of a job, no, that
Yeah.
it's becoming rare and rare.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Japan as well. Japan is losing
mm,
a lot of craftsmen and artisans, but and here it's just so vibrant and there's so much color, there's so much to discover. So, you know,
yes.
Bengali Mag, I'm at the moment I'm sort of running it by myself, but you know, we're always welcome with collaborators and the ladies I started with, they're also really interested to come back and visit Delhi as well. So, you know,
Mm,
anyone who wants to collaborate, even people who've lived here before, you know, if you want to share your I don't know, your experience while you lived in Delhi, what you miss or what you love. That'd
Ah,
be really nice to
yeah,
hear.
yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the beautiful things in Delhi, I think you agree with that, is that it's a melting pot. So it's a city with a lot of history, but also the history it's not coming from one direction only, no. So there are layers of different,
Yeah.
period and different wave of people. So nowadays, in the let's say modern era, also it's still a melting pot because a lot of people basically are. I mean, whenever I ask someone, "Are you from Delhi?" and he says yes, and I ask, "But Pacca di Livalla or not?" Because Pacca means a real, no, a real one.
Mm, okay.
Delhi is Delhi, you know that.
Yeah.
Vala, you know, no,
Voila.
someone from Delhi. So Vala. When you ask this question, then you find out that no, maybe one is here since 10 years, 15 years, but was born somewhere else. I used to live in Milan for almost 25 years. And it was quite rare also in Milan to find someone who was really born there. No?
That's true.
Uh,
That's true. And
so
any
so
city is
daily
kind of like that, yeah. To be
any
kind of
city, no, because they develop
sure.
tremendously. Delhi also, if you think about 70 years ago, Delhi was nothing, no, compared to now. And
It must be so different. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so when I came first time 25 years ago, it was a different city. The impact I had was very different. Just thinking about the number of cars, it's already something, no?
Yeah.
uh, the
Wow.
cars, I think, maybe doubled by then.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, there are a lot of people, Indian, I mean to say, people who live in Delhi who come from all different parts of India, and they bring their own culture and traditions and experience and language. So there is already a lot to learn from them, no, in the different things. And then there are
Yeah.
many people coming also from other countries, not
Very
even Asian,
interesting.
not even
Yeah,
Asian
yeah.
countries. And the beauty of Delhi, apart from having all these different, kind of inhabitants, is that there can be a beautiful connection between these people. I mean, people are very open to connect when you go. Also now it's more than 1 year that we don't, but when you go for a book launch or you go for some exhibition or whatever, it's very easy to start interacting with people around you.
It
They
really
ask you
is.
questions, you know, and this is beautiful because then you get to know people, you get to know stories, and in a way or another, sometimes it happens that these stories uh, then
Are somewhat intertwined, yes?
there is something,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
starting interacting with these people, and you become friend or you do something together. I had this
Yeah.
experience many times,
Me
and it's
too, which is very
yeah,
nice.
I believe
Yeah.
so, and it's beautiful because you can really uh, carry on projects or things just like this, have an idea. So I
Yeah.
believe there is a lot. I mean, it's a sea from where you can fish a lot for your
Yes.
project.
I mean, I think we are, of course, because we have a little boy and he started to go to like a little parent teacher kind of class. And I met other mothers and through that, somebody say, "Oh, my sister-in-law is getting married and we're going to have a wedding party, so please come." I thought, wow, I've never met your sister-in-law, but thank you.
That's very
We'll be there.
cool.
And it's very common, isn't it? This is
It's
something we're
funny.
always, and it
Yeah.
was just one of the most beautiful, I think it was not the Mehendi party, the engagement party. and it was just so lavish, and it was just so colorful. And I don't know if I ever met the bride. But things
Normally,
like this.
no. Also, they come in the end when everybody, after having food, disappears. And then
After midnight or something, it's just
yes. So
the way people socialize here was also a new learning thing for me, but it's always so, I mean, I think I go back to Japan or we go to France, with my husband, and we can't stop talking about things like this because it's just extraordinary, everything. Some are just, mind blowing, but a lot of it is
true.
just, it's wonderful. I mean, when do you get invited to a gorgeous Indian wedding? Just, our neighbors or sometimes would just say, come, just come, come, come,
Yeah, yeah.
things like that. It's nice.
It's true.
Yeah, nowhere else. I really, I
I
don't think
think
you would find
so.
that in Japan.
No, no. Also, when I used to, because since almost 1.5 years, I don't take the groups of Italian tourists for a couple of weeks around India, no, for the tour operator.
It's so great. I wish I could do that. I
No,
want to go
so
on your tour.
no. What happens when is the wedding season? We end up to the hotel also, where sometimes there is a. Oh, we have a question for you. I just keep
Oh,
it in mind.
I
Okay.
see it.
First
Yes, yes,
culture.
yes.
Yes. Let's
Okay.
keep it in mind. So now, most of the time, there is a wedding part. There is a wedding in the hotel where we stay, and these people ask me, "Can we join the party? Can we go?" And I say, it should be private, but I'm sure that if you go, just
Yeah.
to dress up, I mean, in a nice way, and
Sorry.
and,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
try and try.
Mm.
So they go, they take the lift after dinner when I go to my room, and then the morning after they tell me we were dragging inside, and they took us to the dance floor, and we had a lot of
Oh,
fun,
yeah. I
and
mean, it's
it's
amazing.
it's really amazing. So Mibu,
Yeah, yeah.
I ask you to, can you just show us what you see from your window?
Oh, yeah.
It's we are not in lockdown anymore, so I cannot say from your prison, but just to
I have a
just
beautiful view, actually. One second. Can I flip my
so that's
phone?
amazing. It's good
Okay.
to share it.
So
Lot of green.
this lots of green.
For those who don't think Delhi is a green city, Delhi is extra green. Green.
Let
It's
me take you
very
outside
green.
then. I
Don't
I
faint.
think one of yeah, ooh, one of the culture shocks I think was one of the questions, but I was
Yes,
really surprised to find how green Delhi is. It's
but that's not really a cultural shock. It's a shock, but it's a good
it's something
surprise.
that, yeah, I really didn't know how green it was. It
It's
was
super green,
yeah,
Delhi.
that's true. I don't know if you can
Wow,
see.
it's a
So
park
which the
you have.
um I'm in an area called Basan Bihar. So lots of embassy people. I think a lot of expats are living here. I don't know if you can see all the workers on the
I hear the
house.
sound. I hear the
Yeah.
sound of the works. Ah, there in front, yes. Rita is asking, where do you live? South Delhi. Yes, she's in
Yes,
Vasan
yes.
Vihar.
Basan Bihar.
Vasan Vihar.
When we first arrived, we lived in an area called Chatapur. It's a
Mm,
little bit more remote in a house, but
yes, between
Basan Bihar,
Delhi
yeah,
and Gurgaon.
and it was really nice. And sometimes monkeys would come and visit us, and that was wonderful. We had a
Well,
mango tree, and
monkey.
but
I have a mango tree here also in the corner, huge, with a lot of green parrots also. But
yes,
don't tell me you don't have monkeys visiting in Vasan Vihar because
we do, we do. Not as much as
ah,
Chatapur, but we do, we do.
uh, they never
And
miss.
and this tree you
So
see here, every day we see beautiful parakeets and and black kites and all sorts of birds that come. It's wonderful. And then you watch the
Yes,
workers here, you know, who kind of have no safety things, but
of
they
course,
they
not.
just they manage it somehow, and it gets built.
Now I see them on the rooftop.
Yes.
Well, one day when I was living in the other house in Lajpat, they were painting the house in front of my house. And the painter was basically sitting on a piece of wood
Oh my God.
and with two ropes, like a swing for the children. You know the swings that they hang on the trees here,
Yeah.
no? So, but what? How the rope was not fixed on a structure. Simply, a colleague was holding it from the rooftop
It's like nail biting.
with the help of a pole. So I was like, I started taking pictures, and I was just waiting for him to, to fall down from the third floor, and I still have the pictures because these things I have to you keep.
Yeah, I
So
mean, just you get quite surprised. I mean, you get used to a lot of these things. You're not surprised too much anymore.
no,
But you see
surprise
also,
not,
yeah.
surprise
But I
not.
must
I
say,
was just curious to see if we could have done his job without losing his life or legs at least.
oh my goodness. But you
Yeah.
do see beautiful, beautiful houses like this. I think this is a one whole house for one family.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Vasan Vihar is a very nice, nice area, and
Yes, it
many,
is.
many, many prominent people I think live here too.
Someone
And
here is saying that in Chatarpur is too noisy because of the banquet halls. But during the wedding season only, I guess. Otherwise, there are
yes,
many farmhouses also there. I think inside it's quite quiet. So, is
yes.
anybody has another question? We are still here. You know that we have like 8 minutes more, not
Oh,
more
okay.
than that, because there is like a limit in these lives. So if someone has something to ask from Italy also, but you actually didn't really reply about Vipul's question because cultural shock, I think he meant
Ah,
something different, no?
yes, yes, yes. Well,
Something,
I think,
yeah.
well, I don't know. My goodness, there's a lot,
You were
but
not shocked. Ah, no, a lot. So you don't know which one to
not
pick
too
out.
shocked. Not very shocked, but just uh yeah, maybe at first I did expect it, but I was the way people drive here.
Oh, but that's one.
But you know, I
Good
tell you,
point.
5 years on, I drive here, so I'm more shocked than myself. But the people wait, yeah, just driving is like I describe it like Mario Kart. You just drive, like lanes and going by rules is really not existent. But the
But
other thing was maybe the way people in Delhi, when you go to gatherings, when you go to parties, for example, home parties, you have little nibbles, and then I think the food comes around midnight,
yes,
and then
exactly.
after you eat, it's like a cue to leave.
Yeah, but the thing is that you know why it comes at midnight. I believe it comes at midnight because the moment people finish to eat, they just leave.
Leave.
So also, if you invite your friends at home, they expect to have dinner at 10:30. You just drink before that. Because if you serve them
Yes.
the dinner at 8, by 9, they leave you alone, like desperate. So if you invite them to enjoy some time together, you don't have to feed them. If you feed
Yeah.
them, they're gone. It's
They're gone.
over.
They're gone.
You just have
So
to give them drinks and then that's it. So there is
of
a
course. So
question related to Japan.
okay.
How is the situation COVID
In Japan.
related in Japan? Yeah.
Um, I would say it's the numbers are, drastically different compared to India, of course. It's much, much lower. It's controlled. But Japan has been in what we call a state of emergency for the past year and a half, I think, and which means, you're not made to sit at home, but asked to stay at
Politely.
home politely. And I think most restaurants are closed by 8, and people are, I think, cooperating. But what I hear from my friends and family, just everyone's quite tired of being in this situation. And we have the Olympics coming up in
Yes.
the end of July. So there's a lot of debate about whether to hold it or not. And, so
They're still not.
it's going to
Uh,
happen, but no
uh,
foreign spectators are allowed to
yeah.
fly into the country. So we'll see. I'm not too sure how well it's going to go, but at the moment, the numbers are quite low, but people are also dying to just go back to normal, I think, is my general feeling. Yeah.
Talking about the Olympic Games in Tokyo, there is a friend of mine who lives in Delhi, but he is Italian, who actually was at the second conversation with me.
Okay.
His
Yeah.
name is, yes, Raffaele Bergamasco. He's the coach of the boxing team, Indian boxing team,
Okay.
female.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, it's so cool. So he's training the female team of boxing for the Olympic Games. They just won a lot of medals in Dubai for the Asian Games.
Wow.
And
And are they going from India to Japan straight?
no, they are now back. They are just now they're in Pune. He told me because they have to, because in Delhi the situation was still not
So
safe
Pune
to
is much
train.
more, numbers are
Yeah,
lower, I would.
and
Oh,
then
okay.
from there I think they will pass by here and then they will fly to Japan. So
Okay.
I hope they can. I mean, we know that now is going to happen, and
Right.
I'm also very positive because they are very very strong. They are very no, they're very well trained and very good girls.
Wow.
And so they are going to be, the pride of India as well as Italy,
Oh,
because
wow. Yeah.
the
I would
coach is.
love to interview this Italian coach.
Absolutely,
Please
you have
introduce.
to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Raffaele, if you are going to watch this video, you know that when you come back from
Please.
Tokyo, I think you can. I think the best is to meet when he will be back from Tokyo, so that
Oh,
you can talk about Delhi,
oh, how great.
Japan.
Ah,
You can write
yeah,
a wider,
yeah,
including
yeah,
Japan. No, it
yeah.
can
Oh,
be
I would love that.
interesting.
See, this is
Yeah,
how
you
we all
will.
meet each other in Delhi
We,
somehow.
so we were just talking about connections a few minutes ago.
Yeah, there
Here
you go.
we have one more.
That's so great. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Mibu. I think we
Yeah,
have to say yeah, it's already
it just kind of cuts us off in 1 hour,
yes.
something
So
like that.
I
Oh,
don't want it to happen without saying goodbye and
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
and thank those who joined us. I've seen
Thank
a
you
lot
so
of
much.
Japanese friends of
Yay!
yours.
Arigato!
Arigato, the only thing I
Arigato!
can say. And thank you. How you say thank you in Japanese?
Arigato.
Arigato is thank you. Sorry, yes, I
Yes.
was confused with the hi.
Yeah, that
Arigato
would
is
be.
thank you.
Now it's about, I don't know, it's quite late at night, so it's konbanwa. It's a
Konbawa.
good evening. But
Konbawa. Ok. And
yeah.
arigato. E grazie a chi ci ha
Grazie,
seguito
grazie mille.
dall'Italia. Grazie mille.
Thank you. Nice to
And
meet you
thank you
all.
everybody. Nice to meet you too.
See you soon, Elena.
No, la
Stay
Carla.
safe.
See you soon. You too. Stay safe and see you soon, please. Let's go to Old Delhi as soon as possible. With 3
Yes, yes.
masks if necessary, but let's go.
Let's go. Can't wait.
Bye Nibu.
Ciao.
Ciao,
Bye.
grazie a tutti. Bye bye. Thank you everybody.